Ayo, ayo, ayo. Alright. Time to go to work. Exciting. You can probably tell the sudden drop in enthusiasm the days I go to work opposed to the days I don't go to work. Because, brother, I am not excited. It's not a good feeling to go to work when you're not excited. That's a good sign that you're not supposed to be doing that job. And that's where I'm at right now. So I'm gonna try my best not to like bitch and moan about it, because you know what, like to some degree I don't think anyone really enjoys their job except for maybe, you know, like stunt drivers, tennis players, pie eating contestants, pig farmers, NASCAR racers, lawyers, doctors, car racers, school bus drivers, flight attendants, post office people. But the list goes on and on, so I'm not even going to get into that. It's a beautiful day out. We'll see how that goes at work. It's been pretty quiet there, I won't lie. It's been a quiet time at work, and you know what? I kind of like that. It makes you feel a little bit better when I go in and it's quiet and I'm not dealing with people. At some point that's gonna change and people are gonna get over their whole like, let's go to the patio, it's gonna be so much fun, and instead they're gonna be like losing their shirt and like getting back into like, oh man, you know what I haven't had in a while? Sushi. Let's go back, get some sushi. It's one of those places where it's like dead and it's quiet and you're not really like thinking about doing anything, and you're sort of getting climatized, you're getting sort of into that, you're getting into that whole feeling of like, oh yeah, like I don't need to do anything, like this is sweet, you know, I'm just gonna chill out and enjoy myself, and then BAM! You get slammed with like 20,859 million people, and then you're like, holy shirt, and it just like, you're just not ready for it, you know what I mean? And then it just makes it like doubly crappy because you gotta deal with all these next people. 4 days left. Knock it off the board. I think that's what's gonna get me through this week. Be like, 4 days left and I'm done with this place. Peace. You know what I mean? The other day we went to the bank and these two dudes walk in. They're just two regular guys, just wearing, you know, like dumpy clothes on and, you know, whatever. And I was like sitting down at a chair near the teller they were talking to, and he just goes up and he's like, yeah, I'd like to pull out $36,000, and I will take 30 and I will give 6 to this guy. And they're like, oh yeah, okay. And I was like, that is the F up right there, holy F. I was like, what the hell, man? That's crazy. I would be like losing my mind, you know? But it made me think a lot about like banks and how if you're broke, like if you have like $5 in your account, it's very hard to make the bank do anything for you because they're like, F you, man, you're like nothing, you know? The whole logic of banks is just beyond me, you know, like they charge you for everything. You know, like when you watch the commercials, they're always like, to me it looks like they're saying, be a customer with us and we can make all your dreams come true. You could sit down with us and help, and we can help you achieve your goals and all this kind of stuff. But then I would go to a bank and be like, hey, yeah, I really want to do this, and they'll just be like, no, can't do it, sorry. Get out of here, get out of here, you don't have any money, get out of here. No thank you, no thank you. You know, we had to cash a rather large check recently, and no bank would do it. You know, this is what they were trying to do, okay? We got a large check from a company, and we would take it to the bank. We didn't have that amount of money to back the check, but it was made out from a very like reputable company, you know, like one that it's like obviously they have the money for this check. But every teller we talked to would just go, no, we're not going to do that. And then one girl said, you know what you got to do is go to the bank where that company banks with and get it certified, meaning go there and let them look into the bank account because our bank can't look into the account. go to their bank and they'll look it up, and then they'll tell you, yeah, they have the money, and then you give them money for doing that, and then going back to the other place saying, okay, they approved it, it does have the money, and they go, okay, great, and then they'll give you the money. So we did that. We actually went to their bank, and we went in. It was the weekend, but they were like, oh, we're just gonna call them and tell them that like we're gonna cash this check. It's like, are you kidding me? I gotta pay you $35 to do that, to call them up? Why can't my bank do that? Why can't my bank just say, hey, like, yo, this person just came in with this large check, will you cash it? Oh, okay, you will? Great, perfect. You know what I mean? It's just, the whole thing was just silly to me. I was just like, this is so stupid, and everyone's giving us the runaround because we don't have, $100,000 in our bank account. If we had $100,000 in our bank account, we would walk in and they would be like, oh yeah, well, how do you want $5,000? Do you want $10,000? Here you go. Like, they would just be so accommodating and it'd be treated with such respect. We wouldn't even be in the teller line. We would go into one of those like secret rooms. They would go in like the side room to deal with our banking. Try not to be angry today, but it's hard. I got a lot of sleep last night. I went to bed really, really early. I laid in bed and I just took it easy. And partly, I did that partially because I knew what I was gonna wake up today to. And I did. 7 o'clock. This damn kid upstairs, jumping around, slamming around, picking up things, throwing it on the ground. And it's like, yay, get to wake up at 7 in the morning. Thank you very much, fucking terrible mom, I just don't get how you can be above somebody and not think about, geez, that's probably pretty loud. Like, there's some things that I can understand, maybe you don't realize. Like, I remember when I lived in this apartment, I had like this wheelie chair. And he came up and he's like, yo, you gotta stop rolling around that wheelie chair, like, it's so loud. And I didn't even think about how loud that would be, like, because I didn't even move around. I wasn't like fucking swinging around and going all over this. I would just kind of like roll back and, like grab something that fell on the ground and then roll forward, and you know what I mean, little things like that. But he was kind of a dink. But anyways, when I realized that, I was like, oh, all right, cool, like I won't use this, and I got another chair instead, But this girl just she puts on her high heels, she clomps around. Her kid loves to pick up shit and just throw it on the ground, so I don't know why you don't get like some felt pads or a carpet or anything to just soften the blow a little bit, but no. It literally sounds like someone hammering and like throwing a bunch of nails on the ground every morning at 7 o'clock. And it's like, who wouldn't want to kill somebody at that point? Don't get angry, Brett. Don't get angry. But yeah, 4 more days, get through this stuff. Work's not even that bad, but it's almost like it's slowing down other things, It's slowing down my progress with other things, and that's what's frustrating about it, you know what I mean? It's like, damn it, I have 100,000 things to do at home, but I need to spend 14 hours here, giving people soup. You know what I mean? It's just like, you just really, really, really see how, like, I don't know, how much you're wasting your time, I guess. I don't know what's up. I got something wrong with my back. I woke up a couple days ago, I was at work a couple days ago, and my leg really started hurting, and my back started really hurting, and then the next day, like, I could barely, not that I couldn't barely walk, but I was like wincing and just being like, oh my god, this is so painful, and just like, it was really hard actually. And then I've been sort of combating it. I rarely try to use Tylenol or any kind of pain relief because I don't believe in it. I think it's all it does is cut off the communication in your brain telling you that something's wrong with you, so it still hurts. It just gives you the ability to ignore it, and I think that's dangerous. And then on top of that, just taking those kinds of drugs are not good for your body, so I just say, hey, if my body is hurting right now, I'm gonna fix that, take care of it, you know? I'm gonna just deal with it because to some degree, your body's, you know, giving you, it's dealing with it, right? I'm gonna stop talking and take a shit. Sometimes a bus trip can be pretty comforting and relaxing. And other times it can be stressful. Sometimes it can just be downright weird and uncomfortable. I'm sure everyone has encountered by now the ridiculous people that think it's okay to just be on a bus and crank their phone on. I don't know who decided to start doing that or why people start thinking that's acceptable, but they're usually a very specific type of person that will do that kind of stuff, and they play a very specific type of music when they do that kind of stuff. But yeah, I remember one time when I was living in Vancouver, I had to go to school because I went there for film school, and I lived in North Vancouver at the time because when we moved there, I had no idea what the hell I was doing and where I was staying in relation to school. So I took this place in North Vancouver, and it was like way up on this hill. So basically every morning we had to like go down to the main street and take the bus all the way down the hill, take the C bus across, and then walk to school, right? We did that. We went down the hill, and halfway down the hill, this person gets on that is disabled, and they have a wheelchair. So the boss had to like deflate or whatever, and then they had to like bring this little arm thing down, and then the person had to roll on, and then they were like wedging themselves in because the bus was pretty packed, so they were trying to like get into this corner, and it took like 20 minutes. It took forever for them to get on the bus, and then we get all the way down, and then they're trying to get out, and the same thing, and we had to get, so we were late to get to school, and we show up, and then the girl, the class we were doing, the girl just lost. She didn't lose her mind on us, but she was just like, "Oh, thanks for deciding to join us, guys." She was just like such a bee about it, and I was just thinking like, why? Like, I told him, I said, well, you know, we were just late. Like the bus was really slow. And she was just like whatever, sit down. And then this other time, my girlfriend at the time, for whatever reason, wrote my name, wrote Brett, class 100 on one of the desks, and then this girl confronted me about it. She's like, "Hey, I saw what you did to the desk. Like, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that?" And she was like, "You know what? Good riddance. You're leaving soon. Good riddance." And I was just like, "What the?" I actually was like laughing at what you're saying, because I was like, "Why would I do that? Why would I write my name on a table like that? Like, why would I go like, Brett, class 100, yeah?" Like, obviously you would know that would be me, so maybe it wasn't me who wrote that, you know? And it's funny because at the time, her name was written in the elevator that we had at school, and it was like, I think her name was like Jessica or something, like Allison. It was like, you know, this person's hot, you know what I mean? So I didn't think about it at the time, but I should have really rebutted and just said, "Oh, I guess you wrote that shit in the elevator, right? Oh yeah, because that's the kind of logic you're going with right now, you dingus." Anyways, happy times, guys. I'm having such a good time, but I'm gonna go because the bus is coming, and you know what that means? That means I gotta go. So I'll talk to you later. Be safe. Good stroke with the golf clubs. Way to go. Bye.